So, all of those strategies are ways for kids to continue learning at home, not just completing assignments at home. It's okay at times, especially at first, if remote days entail assignments created to support prior learning, but beware of the homework effect. Remember that we are of greater value as students progress through depth of knowledge, not to mention all the grading if all you're giving are assignments for students to complete. Of course, I'm not suggesting students sit in front of a 50-minute video. We need engaging online instruction, and research shows that engagement drops drastically after about 10 minutes. Even at that length, I'd suggest making video interactive by embedding questions, finding ways to get kids talking, or even using an interactive notebook. And think about the pieces before and after the lesson as well. Your activating strategies might be something that you want to keep face-to-face. If you have a really exciting way to pique interest or engage students, maybe that's something that you want to start the day before a flipped lesson. The best thing you can do is get them curious and excited about what the lesson the next day will be. When you are designing your flipped instruction, think about ways to combine either the flipped video or the flipped text with other ways to engage students. That might be something as simple as guided notes or encouraging students to take sketch notes. It could be making interactive Nearpod lessons like this one, but there's a lot of other activities as well. Tons of online simulations or virtual field trips that you could tie into your curriculum or use as a way for students to kind of enhance what you've been discussing with them. And this would also be a great place to integrate some of the Apple tools that we've been learning about through the Apple Certified Teacher Program. You can either have students create things so they're not just consumers during their remote days, but you could also create some templates to make some interactive worksheets. Imagine building a template where students have to not just type answers to questions, but do a Google search and insert images and do other sorts of visual representations of things. And you can guide how they create this little interactive worksheet or build it into a portfolio by providing the structure and putting the creative license in their hands. For post-video activities, think about ways that students can practice or apply what they've just learned in more low-stakes ways. We don't want them to be stuck practicing tons of problems if they're having a misunderstanding, but we might be able to create some sort of a partner practice or ask them to work on a small group discussion to check in with each other to try to help with misunderstandings. Maybe even some collaborative problem solving. And one of the keys to making this really successful then is to make sure to include student reflection. So whether that's a written response, a journal that they're going to hand in to you like on paper, or maybe even like a Flipgrid or a video response, teach them how to articulate what they've learned, where specifically their misunderstandings lie, so that you can avoid when they come back and say, I didn't get any of it, I don't understand any of it, I'm just confused. That is going to be a skill that's so important for them in the real world. They can also provide feedback for you about what questions they still have, and if there is something about the instructional design that isn't quite working for them, if they need it to be explained in a different way or they need access to more resources.